I want to ask you just quickly, the film director Olivia Wilde has a new movie out, which she says is based on you, this insane man, this pseudo-intellectual hero to the incel community. Incel being these weirdo loner men who are despicable in many ways. Is that you? Are you the intellectual hero to these people?
Sure. Why not? People have been after me for a long time because I've been speaking to disaffected young men. What a terrible thing to do that is. I thought the marginalized were supposed to have a voice.
It's making you emotional. Talk about that.
Well, God, it's very difficult to understand how demoralized people are. And certainly many young men are in that category. And you get these casual insults, these incels. What does it mean? It's like, well, these men, they don't know how to make themselves attractive to women who are very picky, and good for them. Women, be picky. That's your gift, man. Demand high standards from your men. Fair enough. But all these men who are alienated, it's like they're lonesome and they don't know what to do, and everyone piles abuse on them.
You've been so controlled today, and yet in that brief moment, you got very emotional. Why?
It's really something to see constantly how many people are dying for lack of an encouraging word. And how easy it is to provide that if you're careful. Give credit where credit is due. And to say, you're a net force for good if you want to be.
Do you believe you're a net force for good?
Net, yes. In all the details, probably not. No one's perfect. So people make their mistakes as they stumble uphill.
Jordan, it's been a fascinating interview. Thank you very much.
But it's so funny that we live in a world where every feminist and their girlfriends are talking about men do this, men need to show more emotion. Dude starts crying about how sad and lonely men are, and women are like, you fucking loser. See? This is what I've always known to be true since I was a young man. All this talk about feminists are for young men, it's lying. It's a cap.
I swear to God.
It's a cap.
I swear to God.
Why would you need men's rights activists? You guys are seeing it right now.
I swear to God, that shit about wanting to be more vulnerable and seeing feelings, I swear to God, y'all don't really want it.
No.
Y'all don't really want it because time to time, whenever that happens, y'all weaponize that bitch. Yeah. Trust. Y'all weaponize that bitch. Sorry, keep on going.
So what are your thoughts?
In order to understand certain things, you have to be able to listen. So a lot of things coming to mind, and I don't really know what to understand. I don't really know where to begin. But I'm gonna say this: you have to be able to understand, and you have to be able to listen, which is not what we're doing right now. And I'm not talking about us. I'm talking about society in general. It's funny whenever we ask and we talk about. We always talk about tolerance. We always talk about tolerance, and people need to be tolerant. We need to be tolerant. But the people that are talking to the people that they deem not tolerant are not being tolerant themselves. So you're becoming the thing that you're pointing your finger at without even you noticing. You got to be tolerant. I can't tolerate that. You shouldn't be. Why does he even have a platform? So if I want to tackle some shit that I don't understand, or that's wrong, we need to have a discussion about it. to understand where it's from. Maybe there's something in there. I don't know. Maybe there's something in there, something that we're missing. Whenever we talk about burning the witch, you know, the era where we used to burn the witch, that era never really stopped. The type of witch we was burning changed. So see him cry like that, I can understand, because it's like you really, those people that hurt you, you really want to hurt them. So you try to compare them to the worst thing possible just to get at them. You couldn't get at them intellectually, so you're going to get at them with name calling and shit. And being called like a fascist and this and that when you're just trying to comprehend. And in order to comprehend, you're going to have to break some... comprehend. In order to comprehend and to eat the omelet of knowledge, you're going to need to break those eggshells. And it's going to cause a bunch of problems and shit. You're going to have the courage to break that shell. And in doing all that, because you're just trying to comprehend, you're being called all those kinds of names and stuff like that, I can understand. I can understand. Sometimes, even in my own community, I can't. Sometimes I shut the fuck up. I shut up about, yeah, but guys, let's just think about, that person kind of has a point because, oh my God, you Uncle Tom, you this and that. You can't even talk. You can't even have a discourse. And I understand why people don't let you talk. They're hurt. They're hurt, so they can't. It's all fucking trauma that's talking. At the same time that I understand that there's trauma, but I also understand that it's not working. You can't talk to someone like that. You cannot talk with someone that has trauma like that. Leave it alone. At some point you shut down. Or if you keep on talking because, you know, you're trying to do the right thing, it's going to hurt you. Your big ass armor that you have is going to lose its efficiency at some point. So I understand where he's from. I understand why he's crying. I understand all of that. You know, we've lost this conversation. I don't even think that we ever had it, but we lost this conversation that we in the society. The key thing to understand each other, and a conversation not to prove a point or to win an argument, but just to understand each other. I can disagree with you and just still understand where you're coming from, and just that. But we're not there yet. That's what I think. What do you think?
Yeah, so I've never really cared for Jordan Peterson's like politics, but I've always enjoyed a lot of his like psychology-related lectures and stuff. I watched like a lot of those, and they're very interesting for me. He said something there that I thought was interesting when he posed the question of being the king of incels.
I thought the marginalized were supposed to have a voice.
And it's weird. But
speak on it.
You know, even the title involuntary celibate, meaning like, I don't want this, but it is where I'm at. They really do feel helpless. Now, we can argue that it's of their own decisions. You can argue for some folks it's a choice or they're making bad decisions. You can make a lot of those arguments. But I'm just telling you what they think in their own head. They think they are a victim of circumstances. And whether you believe that or not, what is true is that they are suffering. Now, how they manifest that suffering, be it in terms of insane rhetoric against women or whatever it might be, that is not something we should accept. But there should be a certain level of sympathy for understanding that these are just tremendously lonely individuals who are suffering. I don't look at women who are approaching the age of 40 crying because they can't find somebody and then think, well, good. I think that's incredibly sad. I think that's incredibly sad. When you got these moms crying that they still need to lean on their parents in the ages of 40 because like they haven't made it, I don't think that's great. No, that's sad. And if people want to work with these people to help them make better choices or to help them understand these things better, I'm all for it. At the end of the day, irrespective of whether or not their decisions got them to where they're at or not, what is true, okay, is for what's good for a society as a whole, if we can change people's mindset to some degree, if we can make people make better choices in life, that's good for everyone. Because guess what? Disaffected, lonely people are not good for society as a whole. Because those are the people that you can radicalize. Those are the people that you can turn violent, okay? People ask me like why Jordan Peterson became popular, and it was really that one line that everyone started repeating everywhere. Remember that line? Clean your room.
Clean your room. Clean your room before you try to change the world.
Yes.
Yeah.
And why did men gravitate towards that message so much?
Because there's a lot of motherfuckers that are going to point out the fingers while 3 fingers are pointing back at them.
It's because a lot of men need to be told to take responsibility for their lives. People ask me, like, prescriptively, what would you tell young men to do today? Should they go to college? Should they start their own business? I'm like, take some responsibility in life. Move out, get your own apartment, start paying your own bills, get a job, start taking care of your community service, start doing shit. Take on responsibility. Men need to hear that. Because more and more men are checking out. More and more. Checking out of schools, checking out of diplomas, checking out of the dating market. And, promise you this, in 20 years, you're going to see those big effects. I think the polarization will continue. And I think those who claim to be for the disenfranchised aren't willing to admit that young men are the disenfranchised in a lot of ways. And they don't care to. Just the other day, when he was talking to me, she's like, you know what I just learned recently? I was like, what? She's like, apparently dudes kill themselves a lot. I was like, yeah, we do it way more after.
Recently,
this happened last week, this conversation. So they don't know. Most of them don't care. And they pretend they do because it's the right thing to say from a PR standpoint. None of their policies, none of the stuff that they support, or even the rhetoric online indicates that. The amount of women who say like, oh yeah, I care. Men are trash right afterwards. Oh yes. Best believe I heard of that.
Yeah.
Oh, I care about men. Then why is it that the pinned post on your Twitter page is men are trash?
And it's fine. And it's actually fine that you don't care about everything. It's fine. It's fine because, boo-boo, you got your own shit to worry about. But if you got your own shit up to worry about and it's fine that you don't care, let other people care. And that's the reason why there's some things like that happening. Because some of y'all really don't care. The problem is that some of y'all don't care and claim that you do when you really don't.
I also think that the term incel, like, I don't even know if people know what it means. Because I've been called an incel. I'm like, bitch, how am I an incel when I'm inside a bitch right now?
We've been called everything. So
How?
well,
you think that women's standards are too high.
That don't mean
incel,
that don't mean that. Well, I told you that already. Yeah. The minute there's a word, that shit is like the new invention since paprika. They fucking sprinkled that shit like it was some Jamaican seasoning. Like they just sprinkled that new word. You're that. We've been called everything in the same sentence. Opposites.
Yeah. Anything else?
Nah.